Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos. Today I have for you a Lady of D Destiny Draw Buster Blader deck. Now I know you've probably seen, I don't know, 12, 20 Buster Blader decks today because it is the hottest new thing on Duel Links. And the shell of the deck, is what it is. It's not, there's nothing too spicy about it. And by shell I mean your basic, you have your 3 Buster Whelp, however many fusions you want to run. I'm running 3. 3 Buster Bladers, however many Emblem of Dragon you want to run. Another 3 probably fusion substitute. I'm running 1 of each just to kind of flex. I mean, you can run any fusion substitute. I like that they all have 1600 defense, and there's really no point in running different ones. I just did it for the lulz. And then your DNA surgery. After that, the skill is up to you. The deck is very versatile. The skill is up to you, and then whatever tech cards you put in there are up to you. So Cyber Style is a really good skill for this deck. I personally went away from it because I didn't need it as much as you would think. Most of the time I would have the monsters myself, or I would have a DNA surgery to use my opponent's monsters. So getting those proto cyber dragons was not very good, since you can only use them now to fuse. So that's why I'm using Destiny Draw instead, because Destiny Draw is going to help you. It works the same way. You're going to take damage, and it's going to help you draw that last combo piece, whatever it may be, whether it's a DNA surgery or your Whelp, your Buster Blader. Destiny Draw is going to make it available for you after you take the damage. And yeah, the spice that I'm throwing in here is Lady of D. Lady of D, what does she do? Your opponent cannot target face-up dragon type monsters you control for attacks. If this card on the field will be destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can send 1 dragon type monster from your hand to the graveyard instead. We don't really care about the secondary effect. We care about the main effect, which is your opponent cannot target face-up dragon type monsters. What that means is that if you have Lady of D and you have a DNA surgery, you call Dragon, your opponent cannot attack. And the reason why I chose to go with this is because I was losing a lot to Econ Take. Well, the 2 main problems I was having with the deck before is, if I have 1 Buster Blader on the field, that is a completely safe field. If my opponent Econ Takes, they cannot attack directly with Buster Blader. But on the downside of that is that if my opponent doesn't summon anything, then I can't do anything with my Destroyer. So, the duel gets to a stalemate where your opponent is just drawing cards. Eventually, they're going to get their out for your Buster Blader. And then, if you summon something like, your Whelp, or even one of these, then you're really in danger of that Econ Take. Because now they can Econ Take, your monster is going to be switched into defense mode, and they can pierce you more than likely for game, depending on how many Whelps you have in your graveyard. So if they do that when you have Lady of D, your opponent cannot attack. And also, if you don't have your combo pieces, your fusions, as long as you have Lady of D and DNA surgery, you can stall for a little bit until you get your combo pieces. And then my other tech card is a Storm. This deck is very weak to back row. Widespread Ruins, Wall of D. Wall of D doesn't matter as much because Buster Blader gets so big that it's kind of irrelevant. So I went for a Storm for that last push. If I need to go for game, my opponent's monster is probably already going to be in defense mode with my Dragon Destroyer. So I can afford to get rid of DNA surgery and then just go for game, try to pierce. That was basically the thought process there. Extra deck, 2 Buster Blader Dragon Destroyer, 1 Dark Paladin, 1 Stardust Dragon, and then 1 Gigantic Castle. For that scenario that I was talking about, if you only have your Buster Blader and your opponent's not summoning anything, you can go for Storm, get rid of the back row, summon your Buster Whelp, and then go into Gigantic Castle, which is a level 9 synchro, and try to go for game. So here we're in Destiny Draw. I believe in these replays that you're gonna see, I didn't actually get to use my skill, and that's how crazy consistent this deck is on its own. That's what I was saying, as long as you have the shell of the deck, whatever skill you want to run with it, whatever tech cards you want to run with it, you're probably going to be fine. So here we're going second against the Crowler. And we're gonna see the Ultra Athletes Stadium right away. He's gonna put a Mighty Slugger on the field. And I have a pretty good turn 1. Not only do I have my Lady of D, which means that once my DNA Surgery you know, comes into play, he won't be able to attack. I also have my Destruction Swordsman Fusion, and I can just steal his monster to go into my Buster Blader. And I go ahead and do that right during the draw phase. Steal his monster, summon my Buster Blader, and if he had the Econ right here for an Econ take, as I mentioned, Buster Blader is not going to do any good. I know that Buster Blader keeps effects from activating, but this is a continuous effect, so it has no bearing in, you know, Buster Blader. So we're gonna force the Kribo there, hit him for 1500 with Lady of D. He summons the Snowman Eater. It's not gonna do anything because the effect cannot activate on the field since it is considered a dragon. And easy game, easy life. I just realized this guy's name was Wesker. Shoutouts to Resident Evil, man. Here we're going second again. You love going second with this deck, but going first is not bad either. Any combo heavy deck, you know, you appreciate going second for that extra card. Here again, I have DNA Surgery, I have Lady of D. Even though I didn't have my Buster Blader then, I still had a turn 1 play that I could do with my Lady of D. Unfortunately, he does Floodgate my Lady of D, and I'm completely fine with that because he wasted the Floodgate on my Lady of D, and now I can summon my Buster Blader. I waited until he had 3 monsters so that I can do more damage when I decide to attack. I hit him for 3600. And right now he just has to, you know, he has to get rid of this DNA Surgery before he can go into his Mass Change shenanigans. I decide to go into Buster Web so I can search a second Destruction Swordsman Fusion, and this is where I decide to force the back row. His monster is already in defense mode, is already very weak. If I storm away, I don't have to worry about my DNA Surgery. And even if I did, I have a backup DNA Surgery. So Storm coming in pretty clutch here. I'm going to force the Canadian and force the Mass Change. And the reason why you're okay with forcing a Mass Change is because the Mass Change is going to resolve before your Storm destroys anything. So as soon as Anki hits the field, the DNA Surgery is still in effect. So as you can see here, it'll go straight into defense mode. The Canadian is going to flip him face down, doesn't matter, I can flip him back up, and then we got the piercing that we needed. So Storm coming in pretty clutch there. I've seen a lot of Destiny heroes. I didn't run into many Blue Eyes. I think I have 1 or 2 replays maybe going up against Blue Eyes. But what I've been seeing a lot is Destiny heroes. I didn't run into any Amazonas. Actually, I think I ran into 1 Amazonas. I can't remember. These duels were in the morning while I wasn't busy at work, and then I haven't really played since. We have a good turn 1 hand. We already have our Buster Blader Fusion and our DNA Surgery. So here you have to be wary about Cosmic Cyclone. Obviously it's a big weakness to your DNA Surgery. So instead of going double fusion, I decide to go double DNA Surgery, and hoping that as soon as I flip this, he would, you know, maybe use his Cosmic Cyclone, my fusion would be safe, and I can flip over my second DNA Surgery. Turns out he doesn't have a Cosmic Cyclone, so I get rid of the threat that is Destiny Hero Decider because we cannot attack him with our big monsters. And we're gonna see Treacherous on both of them. I got lucky there that he didn't have the Mass Change, so he actually destroys his own monster. And I'm gonna use my Whelps effect to bring back Buster Blader from the graveyard. He's forced to use the Canadian. I summoned my Lady of D, and I had the lockdown there. I could go into my fusion too, so there was really not a whole lot he could do, and we end up just winning the game. That was Phoenix, right? So we got Joey and Arcana. Yeah, I think that Arcana it's a Blue Eyes. I don't remember what this Joey is. But yeah, like I mentioned, there's plenty of Buster Blader builds out there. I mentioned last night during the stream that I would post a version of my own, so this is what I did after some more testing. Oh yeah, this was a grid deck, so we know it's some sort of OTK deck. I thought it was Blue Eyes at the beginning, but we're gonna hit him for 1,000 first. Go for Destruction, Source Plant Fusion, or Dark Paladin, and we are 100 off lethal. We probably wouldn't have gotten lethal without with grit anyway. But here we see the Into the Void. So I know he has an OTK deck. I don't know what it is, but Into the Void is not. It's not a threat. It's not giving him a +1. It's not any kind of search. It's just a 1-for-1. So I'm okay with Into the Void. We're not gonna negate that. Second Into the Void, same thing. We're not gonna negate that. And here's what I thought I had lost. Once I saw the Trance Archfiend, I thought I lost. But when he went into Snow, I knew he didn't have the combo. And at that point, I pretty much have the game. He's gonna search Dark World Dealings. So now that he already used his normal summon, the only way he's gonna be able to discard and do the rest of his combo is with spells. So all I have to do is negate whatever spells he tries to play. Dark World Dealings, we're gonna negate that. Gates of the Dark World, we're gonna negate that. And then we get the Scoop Face. Nice and easy. Good thing about knowing the matchup, you know, being able to go into the. I mean, I didn't know that's what I was playing, but once I knew what the matchup was, I felt pretty safe with my Dark Paladin there. And this last duel is gonna be Arcana. I think this is the one Blue Eyes matchup that I ran into. A trick up the sleeve. They're going first. You love when Blue Eyes goes first against your Buster Blader deck because you want that dragon on the field before they know what you're playing. So we're gonna pick up Destruction Swordsman Fusion. Great pickup. Search a Buster Blader. And the reason why I'm going into my Dragon Destroyer right away instead of waiting to do it during his turn is because if I fuse right now, I can get my quick play spell back by, you know, sending one card from my hand to the graveyard, and then I have a second fusion. I have a Buster Blader, I have my Surgery, and I can set another fusion. Basically what I do, I can't remember if I attack or, yeah, I don't attack. I decide to play it safe. Go for the DNA Surgery here. Now that I have my Lady of D, we see the Econ. Now this is what I was talking about. He couldn't Econ take last turn because I didn't have a monster, so you know he wasn't gonna be able to attack directly with my Buster Blader. And then once I had my my Lady of D, he's forced to use his enemy controller there. But at that point, even an enemy controller wouldn't save him. We're gonna see the Wall of D brings him down to 4,200. He tries to summon Protector with Eyes of Blue, realizes he can't do anything, and we see the Scoop Face. Yeah, so Blue Eyes obviously is going to struggle against Buster Blader deck. But yeah, this is my build. Again, you know, not too different from what you've probably seen, except for Lady of D. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen anyone use it, and I think it works. I'm obviously gonna play the deck a little bit more. I just wanted to share with you guys how I'm playing it. That's gonna be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. Join my Discord if you haven't. The link will be down in the description, along with my PayPal link if you guys want to support my channel, support my content. I really appreciate that. And till next time.